Hey family, what's going on? This is your boy Bobby Patterson, aka Bobby P, and we're here for another episode of the Victor No More podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you that is popping on live. You have an opportunity, go ahead and share or tag someone in this live, because trust and believe you're going to be blessed this evening. Please know that. I'm going to go ahead and give it another 30 seconds or so. Alrighty. Go ahead and please share.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right here. I already knew this energy was coming.
Hey.
I'll go ahead and give it about another 10 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Like I said, if you got go ahead and take the opportunity, share this live. Tag some folk. Because trust and believe, you're going to want to listen to this gift that I have here this evening. Please know that. Please know that. So yes.
Yes.
All right. I just finished sending out my invites. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into it. Once again, for those of you who are watching live, thank you for taking the time out to watch and to catch the Victor No More podcast. This is episode 29, by the way. 29 episodes. I've been blessed to do it, this far and this long, and I don't see no end in sight, because this is part of the assignment, Miss Carmen.
Yes, it is.
Most definitely. Yes. And this evening, this is a little bit different for me. I'm excited about every guest that come on. But then there are some that are it's just different. It's just different. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I had the opportunity, the blessing, and the privilege of actually meeting this wonderful woman twice. And each time it left, an impression on me. And I saw this day coming. Even from the first time that we had met, and as we go into the conversation, we'll get there. But trust and believe. It's one thing to see this woman share her wisdom, her passion online, but it's an entirely different ball game when you're in her presence. And who is this? I may add, this is none other than I nicknamed her the gift, and as she shares this evening, you'll understand why I say that. But I nicknamed her the gift, Mrs. Carmen Rowe. She is, of course, a life changer. She's a fellow Navy veteran, and but most of all, I really appreciate it. She refers to me as her brother. And that means a lot. And in this day and time, having those type of connections where they're genuine is so important. And to hear her share her story, you're going to find out this evening, man, that she literally will touch millions of people around the world. And she's just getting started. So once again, please welcome Miss Carmen Rowe to the Victor No More podcast. Wow, you are here.
My brother. And you know what's so powerful about everything you say or has said? That not mine. All glory to God.
Mm-hmm.
All glory to God. And victim no more. Wow. This couldn't have been more orchestrated, more planned, more predestined, more manifested than from God himself. Your platform, Bobby, I just really appreciate it. I am just so blown away by the stories and all your guests that you bring on. I'm just so blown away because we are supposed to be taking something from everybody.
Right, right.
We're not in this world alone. We do stuff in our own little boxes,
right.
But we truly need people to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes we forget that little bitty thing that we need each other to survive.
Yes, indeed.
You need me. We need platforms like this. Because sometimes we think we have truly arrived. I like to think that you forgot that God just say, wake up, my daughter. I got something I need you to do for me today.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, my daughter. It ain't about you today.
Exactly.
And I am just so grateful for what you are doing. And I just bless God that he keeps using you in the kingdom, because we are in the kingdom. This is truly the
kingdom. This kingdom work right here.
It is. And we are definitely in the world. But at some point in our life, in our walk, in our transformation,
come on with it.
We gotta be not of the world.
Right, right.
The truth of the matter be told, everybody of the world. But at some point in your transformation, and I use that like with the most respect that I can, because we got physical, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. We got so many transformations. Sometimes we don't even know what transformation we walking in.
See what I'm talking about, y'all? Go ahead and teach.
We don't even know what transformation we are in. We have so much unhealing. We have so much baggage. I used to call myself the bag lady. You know that song, Bag Lady? You know that song?
Uh-huh.
Man, I remember in church one day we had to do a skit, and all God kept telling me is bag lady. And I'm like, God, why you keep telling me bag lady? Like, I ain't got no bags. I need to be trying to, like, I got some MKs, I got some Gucci's, I got some this, I got some that. But what are you trying to tell me, God, with this bag lady thing?
Right.
He was trying to show me some things way when. But you know what, Bobby? Man, oh man, oh man. Pride, defiancy, thinking that I had arrived, doing some things that were placed in me, molded in me, coming up, not knowing that there was this little girl in there that needed to be healed. So
right.
It's my assignment, not my next assignment.
The assignment.
Next assignment. I believe it's an assignment, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. If we keep bouncing around from assignment, we ain't gonna never get nothing done.
Keep talking.
We ain't gonna never get nothing done. So what is your assignment? And the only way you're gonna know your assignment is first you gotta know you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know who you are, Bobby. And I'm going to tell you, this transformation for me, being introduced to Total Life Changes, let me go back just one little bit. Being introduced to Total Life Changes was not something that I welcomed. And I'm so blessed, though. I'm so tremendously blessed with it. My best friend introduced me to Total Life Changes. And when she introduced me to Total Life Changes, I was like, what is this? You know? But
Right.
the name alone was also of God's doing. Just the name,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know what we know. I mean, we don't know what we need.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We just don't know.
We don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you know. But see, God's word, Jeremiah 29:11, he already knows. But see, we looking to the left and we looking to the right, up, down, to the side. We looking to the man. We looking to the husband, the wife. We looking to the bodies. We're looking to
Right.
the sponsors. We're looking to the whatever to find out what it is that we need.
Exactly.
So coming into Total Life Changes has really opened up me to be receptive to what it was that I really need. And it's a company, but I call it the Lord's company because that's what I truly feel about it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
no cliches and all this stuff. It just really is that for me because we all have our reasons why.
Exactly.
But to be introduced to it and the products, not knowing what I need, who knew some tea was going to start all of this? Who knew some tea was going to transform Carmen Rowe? And I'm just not talking about a physical transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, we don't know. It's so many transformations that we need. A transformation, a renewing of your mind.
Exactly.
I'm not going to keep talking because I'm going to feed into whatever because I got it. I'm ready. Hey, my plate is right here, my spoon, my fork, my knife. I'm ready to cut. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to do whatever you need me to do.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is kind of lay the foundation of, who Carmen was, leading into, Total Life Changes. I remember, some of your testimony because at the beginning of the podcast, I actually mentioned that we have met each other twice.
Right.
And it was in Greensboro during an event. As a matter of fact, Dr. Kim actually had an event,
Yeah.
and with both of those events, Jack and John were there.
Yeah.
And I remember you the first time that we had met. You hear the name Carmen Rowe, and then when you actually get to match the face with the name, and you like, wow. And just your presence alone is enough to just, make somebody just listen to what you have to say. But then when we saw each other again, it was after the launch of the first 15-day challenge. And that's when, boom, things just really, really started happening because I remember your name being called when I was in Dallas. And I was like, okay, I know who they're talking about now because I've met Carmen Rowe. But when I met her again, this is after Dallas and it's an entirely different ball game. But what I want to do is, kind of place or build a foundation of who Carmen Rowe was, before Total Life Changes. Kind of talk about a little bit about your naval career and give folks a feel of who Carmen was before what we see today as Carmen, because Carmen has been through a transformation.
Oh yeah, Carmen Rowe. Wow, Carmen Rowe was a young lady that ran away and joined the military because I had to get out of my environment. Fast forward, I'm in the military. I'm a leader. Was able to take the things that I thought were the right things and implement them, and they worked. Go figure that. We could take wrong, make it look right, and make it work for you in the military.
Right.
You know what that looks like. You know what that looks like when you're a leader. Been a leader all my life, but somebody had to tap into that. My chief
Right.
tap into that. First class had to tap in that. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister. I'm a caregiver for a handicapped brother who has cerebral palsy. My brother just turned 60 years old. He's been with me for pretty much my whole naval career.
Okay.
And, you know, I've been married. I'm married 35 plus years with my
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
38 years. Served in the military veteran, almost 29 years. Came in as an E1, Bobby. You could relate to
You won. Yes.
one.
Yes.
And then I ended up getting a commission, became a naval officer. I served that time and I pulled chalks. It was time to go because that assignment had done what it was meant to
Done
do.
the work.
Yes. So, but during that time, you know, I kind of I look back at pictures now and I smile the whole time. Had a conversation with somebody today, how you could smile and be happy that whole time, but just so broken.
Broken. Yeah.
Self-actualization. You know what self-actualization means?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, like you think you're doing it. You think you're breaking through the glass ceiling. You think you're breaking generational curses. You think I was the first anybody, female in the military, first to get the college degree. You think you are breaking those glass ceilings. So
Right.
Carmen Rowe before TLC was so many things, but she never knew who she was.
Because we build a life based on other people's expectations a lot of times. And
Being all,
especially if we have to think that we feel as if we need to go prove something to some other folk. No, no. Setting
all
ourselves up for failure.
trying to be all things at all time to all people. But let me tell you something from where I come from and how I was raised. See, I was raised under facade. Transparency is freedom. I was raised under facade.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did. You smiled when it was bad. You got your butt whipped. You went in to school. And if you say something, you came back, you won't get your butt whipped again.
Again.
You verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. It was just something that was just the norm. Transparency is freedom. It was my norm. But see, I knew better, but I didn't have anything around me to nurture that better.
Right.
So I had to pick and choose because a lot of times you would see that thing that was ugly to you, but that was what you gravitated to. That hurt Carmen before TLC would gravitate to hurt Carmen's.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy this or prideful that or arrogant that, you know. So that Carmen before TLC said, okay, I served my time in the military. You can't tell me nothing. I'm a retired officer, blase, blase, blase. I'm a black female. I got, all that stuff, all that mess. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to God be the glory. And that's the part, but God, that I didn't learn how to, I wasn't taught how to, but God.
Mm-hmm.
Taught how to introduce him back into the grand scheme of the plan that he had for me. It wasn't my plan. So now I'm in TLC. Now, you know, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I got to be the best mom. Because we always looking to be the best, right? Are you truly at your best? Or have you truly self-actualized? Have you truly broken through? Are you the best sister? Are you the best daughter? Are you the best friend? Are you the best? And in my mind, I was, until you start to really take a step back and look at yourself. So now I'm in total life changes. And I brought so much. My resume, Bobby, is like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about my professional resume. I'm talking about what your life resume look like.
Right.
Who gonna hire you? Who gonna hire you to speak the truth? Who gonna hire you to believe the word? Who gonna hire you to tell you about what life? Who gonna hire you because you think you the wisest in the group? Who gonna hire you? What your resume look like? And I had to figure out what my resume looked like. But in order to do that, I had to be transparent with me. So now you got this great mom that I thought I was. Have a 25-year-old daughter and a 35-year-old son. And then I have stepkids.
Okay.
I got a husband, a brother, a mama, a sister, you know, and I'm like I'm the one that just gets everything, has to do everything, has to be everything, got the call.
Everybody depends on Carmen. Yeah. Yeah.
And you get lost in that because a lot of people will eat that up.
Miss Carmen, I believe you're having some technical difficulties. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, Miss Carmen, you're gonna have to come back in. Just send me a request. We got disconnected. But Miss Carmen was making some excellent points. I've been in that position. Sometimes you'll hear me talk about me being the rescue guy. Here she is. All right, Miss Carmen.
The devil don't want to hear what we got to say tonight.
But that's okay. We back though.
Oh yes.
We back.
But
So, well, I think we got disconnected right around that time when you was talking about how everybody's looking to you, and how sometimes we can get caught into that, especially at least for me. I remember going through that phase. It fed a certain part of the ego.
yes.
If we're gonna be honest, and so I understand totally what you're talking about, because it actually dealt with a broken place that for many years I wasn't willing to deal with.
Right. And when you're not willing to deal with it, something's gonna give. Something is going to give. Things break, and we are breakable. You know what I'm saying? The spirit breaks, your energy breaks, your motivation breaks. Who you are just breaks. And I had to make a decision, Bobby. And granted that the decision that I made, it lost me relationships. And I had to be okay with that. When I joined Total Life Changes, I didn't come in for all of this. I came in because my mind, my body, and my spirit was broken. I had gained, I wasn't a big woman by nature. I didn't even gain that much weight when I was pregnant with my kids. I got up to almost 210 pounds. But you know what? In the military, we know what that looks like because, see, somebody told us we had to stay in shape.
Yeah.
We had to stay in shape. And so even being rebellious in that, can't nobody tell me I got to go work out. Ain't nobody going to tell me I need to stay within a 33% body fat and all this stuff as a female. Can't nobody tell me to do that. So when you are depressed and you're dealing with so many different things that are going on in your life because you were really never taught where to put them, what to do with that stuff, what to do with spirits. And spirits will attach themselves to you. The same spirit that you were raised with will attach itself to you because it's almost like it know you. Oh yeah, that's Carmen Rowe. She came from where She came from a place where her brother committed suicide. She came from a place where she tried to commit suicide. Sadness, anxiety, depression, you know. But you know what? The thing about it is I hid all of that. You would have never known.
Because we know how to put the smile on, but yet we have these silent screams that very seldom anybody hears.
You wouldn't have never known. You wouldn't have never known. And that's why it's so important to nurture your mind, your body, and your spirit. We can't just be running around here talking the talk. You got to walk the walk. It's some healing to be going on. But if you don't have nobody in your circle, in your world, my husband, strong black woman I am, I come from strong cloth. You know, you got to really pour some gasoline, some alcohol, and you got to light it with some kerosene to get that cloth to burn. Because I come from a real strong gene of women that just put up with it and didn't take it. But at the end of the day, I had to make a decision. If I'm going to heal, that is something that I can't continue to walk in. I have to be able to be vulnerable. See, I know what divorce looks like. And so I make a decision. I know what emotional abuse look like, physical abuse looks like. I know what all of those things look like, but I had to make a decision. It can't become my comfort zone.
Right.
I had to be transparent with it. So Carmen before TLC and Carmen after TLC is like a night and a day. And I know that a lot of people say we went 360. You don't go 360. You go 360, you back the way you started.
Right back at the same spot. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the objective is never to go 360.
180.
Because you don't want to ever go back to where you started, because the objective is to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
To better yourself. And if you're going to better yourself, you better take a good look at yourself in the mirror. And so after Total Life Change, after joining Total Life Changes, Bobby, I had to look in the mirror. Not only did I see a bigger Carmen, I saw a broken Carmen. See, a lot of people can clap you up, girl, your hair look good, your nails look good, I like your vehicle, this and that and the other. But you know what? I like to say, at the end of the day, I can't take none of that with me. And then your soul, where's your soul gonna be? You know, what are you leaving? What legacy are you truly leaving? I can't leave the legacies of where I came from. Now, granted, I'm not saying everything that I've gone through in my life, everything, all things work for the good. He said, his words say all things.
All things. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what it was. It works for the good of those who are called. And so
according to his purpose.
You got to know what your purpose is. You can't be assigning yourself your purpose.
Teach. Go ahead.
You can't be saying that I did this and I did that. You can't do that. If God didn't give you that purpose, why are you walking around here putting labels on yourself saying that's your purpose? Because you may be walking out of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never stopped to take a look at you, fix that little that person. That's what I had to do. Okay. Transparency is freedom, Bobby. That's why transparency is freedom. And you know what? It says this, they despise you because their titles don't carry the same weight as your influence. Who said that? And so you start to walk because the scales have been removed from your eyes, and you're starting to really take a look at you're flawed. You're imperfect, but God can still use you. For God's sake, he used a donkey's ass, didn't he?
It is.
Use my French. And then we go around because we're so prideful. I was prideful. And guess what? I can admit that after Total Life Changes. Isn't that just something? I am 59 years old. I've been in Total Life Changes for 2 years this past April. This April, 3 years. And I am just coming into the realization of Carmen Rowe.
But here's the beauty of it. That is still all right. Because you walking in your purpose now.
You know, I know it is.
It is all right. And here's the beauty behind that, Carmen. He has a way of redeeming all that time that we thought we done lost. Because you walking in your obedience,
yes.
it's like things happen instantly, suddenly. Like you don't even know that it's about to happen. Then, bam, suddenly, there it is.
Yes, because you know, in my life, I've always, I could hear these words coming back to me, like, you know, I know more than you, and I'm older than you, and okay, mama, okay, auntie, okay, uncle, okay, anybody for that matter. Because I like to say, Bobby, that I'm my experience. I'm not an expert in anything. I am just my experience. My experience. And you know, I walked around, you know, so full of stuff that wasn't modeled to me, blaming and maiming and complaining and proclaiming and defaming and just all of the above. But you know what? It just feels like a weight was released. Just almost like I came through this cocoon and this shell that says it's okay. It's okay. If you dangling your carrots, ain't nobody got no carrots to dangle over you. Transparency is freedom.
There it is.
So you can't tell my story like I tell my story. Transparency is freedom.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I'm going to bring the old bones out my closet. Transparency is freedom. Don't ever give a person the opportunity to hold something over you, because guess what? When you heal, they still there.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency is freedom. Tell your story, Carmen Rowe. Transparency is freedom. Well, how much do I tell God? I will give that to you as I give that to you.
Because everything is not for everybody at all times.
That's right. You can't move out of order. That's why we have to stop self-proclaiming who we are and start walking in whose we are, because he already know the plan. If you're walking out of order of the plan, then you're not walking in order. And you're not going to be able to, your word, what you say, what you do, is your actions are going to be incongruent with who you were called to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is total life changes. It's a business. It's an opportunity to share. It's an opportunity to inspire and encourage. But you know what? Learn how to inspire and encourage yourself first.
Come on. I love the way that you put that, because you said something at the beginning, and we see a lot of people do this. See, the good thing about social media is that people can see you. The bad thing about social media is that people can see you. And what happens is that we create titles and functions for ourselves when we're not even at the place to handle that responsibility. And I am a firm believer, walking through this experience, that you discover your assignment. You do not create an assignment for yourself.
Yes.
The only way that you come to that realization is, first of all, like you just mentioned, you have to be willing to do the work on yourself. You have to be willing to go through the type of transformation that, first of all, will transform you. And as you're going through your transformation, people can watch you. You ain't even got to tell them. They gonna watch you.
Your mouth, Bobby. You don't have to go out there tooting your horn, popping yourself, glorifying yourself. You don't have to do it. You know what? Because it's in you. And guess what? We can tell them by the fruits that they bear. What fruits are you bearing? What's growing on your vine? What is truly growing on your vine? My grandmother was my best friend. She was 94 when she died. And she put a lot in me. You know, she just sowed in me, because I wanted to know, what am I cut from? What is this cloth that I'm cut from? That these are the things that happen in the women. Divorce was rampant, you know, physical, domestic violence was rampant. I cannot walk into my life and do that. Thank God for the military, because, you know, the military kept us on the straight and narrow. So it's a lot.
Yeah, it was so wild we was going to get.
couldn't do and get away with it, you know?
Right.
And being a leader, as I grew in being a leader, not just a leader, an African-American leader, a Black woman leader, I knew that I had so much to give. And not only that, I was bringing seed in the world. My baby girl had to have something that I had to give her something that wasn't given to me. Iron sharpens iron. You know, and when you are not, if your iron is somewhere and you still dull, or you still feel a certain way, or you still not feeling fulfilled, that's because you probably need to go back and you probably need to reassess yourself.
You did.
Because
Yes.
everything that's on the outside, if you toe up on the inside because you don't even know who you is, I don't care if you 18, 25, 59, 70, 85. You know what? Because I'm walking in it now, 89-year-old, 85, that still have not come into the realization of who they are. And guess what? They will leave this earth because I dropped this one on you. Narcissism is real.
Yeah.
Illness is real. Okay, it is real. Schizophrenia is real. It's things that we used to hide and cover because nobody wants to talk about that, especially in our community.
Especially in our culture. Exactly.
We don't want to talk about that. We just want to say peanut crazy. A boo-boo ain't got good sense.
Ray ain't right.
Ray got issues. You know, we don't want to call it for what it is, because if we call it for what it is, we're going to have to go investigate that thing. It's going to make us we don't have to change how we do business.
Mm-hmm.
And so we walk around, and it's so easy for us to give ourselves a label or a title, because pride does come before the fall. It comes before the fall. And guess what? When you fall, I fail. I fail because I wasn't taking care of me. I wasn't being accountable to me. I was being accountable to what it looks like because of the facade. I was being accountable to what the world expected. I was being accountable to labels that people put on you and some they didn't put on you. We be accountable. Power, life, and death is in the tongue. Stop letting people throw things at you, but for God's sake, stop throwing stuff at yourself.
Right.
Stop putting things on yourself, making you yourself. Self-pride is the worst. That's the worst. You know,
it is the quickest way to self-destruction.
Yes.
The quickest way.
And if if the truth be told, Bobby, if we just take a moment, and I would put this out there to anybody that's on there, because Carmen lived it. I still live. I'm not where I'm definitely not. I've not self-actualized. Okay, because we are a work in progress. But you don't know your progress if you ain't even started at start yet. You don't even know what your progress is. How do you know what your work in progress is? Don't taint what Total Life Changes is all about because it feeds some type of something in you. You know what I'm saying? Total Life Changes is an amazing business. It has truly, and this is not some cliche, it has truly been amazing for me because it opened up some realizations for Carmen Rowe. And I know it's a lot of Carmen Rows out there, but are you willing to admit? Are you willing to admit? Because we have been hiding for so long. You know what? I can't hide from myself. Can you, Bobby? Can you hide from yourself? Because
it don't work. It doesn't work.
It don't work.
It doesn't work.
Go to sleep with self. You know your breath stink. So I gotta wait for somebody to get in my face. Truth be told, transparency is freedom. Know it. You know you funky.
Mm-hmm. Fix that.
You know you ain't right. You know that you hurt people. You know that you're hurting. So what makes you keep doing what you're doing? Because it's not going to go away, because you are you with yourself. You ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you're going to cease to not deal with you, Bobby, is if you leave this earth. That's the only way we cease to not deal with who we are truly, who we are, and then
Mm-hmm.
so at the end of the day, I just hope and pray that I live my eulogy. Don't give me no flowery words when I'm gone. Don't come crying and boo-hooing. Don't do any of that, because it's about one. It's just about making a difference with one. Ask me why I want to take my life and I don't want to be here. It's the story behind everything. We got to stop looking at people's glory. We focus on glory because that's what the world does to us. It makes us see the glory. And just like you said with the social media, that's what it is. And when that camera go off, or when you're not before the camera, man, what are those hot tears flowing?
Yeah, because we get out from behind these cameras or behind these keyboards, and when we hit that bed, and when the lights go out, you are left with you, and those tears get to flowing. If we're not willing to do the work to understand why we are feeling and operating the way that we do, it's a lost cause. We're literally being fake. We're not being real in front of these cameras, behind the keyboard. And I remember Mother's Day weekend of 2013. So when people need to realize that my journey, it had steps to it, but it has taken years. I remember Mother's Day weekend, 2013. I got tired of feeling the way that I was feeling, and I knew I needed to change. I didn't have all the answers, but like you say, that self-actualization, when you're ready to do that work, you become hungry.
That's right.
And I had a moment in front of that mirror as a man, and I was crying. And my deal was this at the time. I did not want to get to a place at the end of my life where I have to look in that same mirror and have to admit that I was not who I told the world I was.
You better speak. You better speak, because you know what? That's why I said transparency is freedom. I'm not sitting here telling everybody to go in their closet and dust off all their skeletons. You know, you may got to leave a femur in there. You may got to leave a humerus in there. You may need to leave a foot in there. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is your transparency with yourself is what's going to free you. I don't always do it right. I don't always get it right. But guess what? I'm not going to come before nobody's social media or go before nobody's group and try to feed them something I'm not willing to eat.
If I had a mic, I'd drop it. We could basically end at that point. And here's something else too, Carmen. I'm known for telling people and teaching people, first of all, their assignment, but also tell their story. But here's the deal. In the process of me going through my own story and understanding that there's phases, there's levels to this, when you're telling your story, I now teach that when you tell your story, make sure that the story that you're telling, that part, you're healed from.
Yes.
In other words, when you're telling your story, you need to tell your story from a position of being on top of it, not still in it, still going through the process, because what ends up happening is that you're still cut, you're still bruised, you're still hurting, and then whatever good that you're trying to put out there, it's going to come to nothing because you're bleeding over everybody. I've literally seen people melt down on social media telling their story, which is a clear sign in letting me know that they were not ready. They were not ready. So look, I am a huge advocate of telling your story, but I'm a bigger advocate of telling your story when it's your season to tell it.
It's your season to tell it. And Bobby, you know, mental illness, my mental health matters. And I knew that to get to this point, I had to tell my story. See, this is freedom for me. I don't think I ain't still nowhere, even though there's still some, because your story is always being told. You always going to be telling your story until you get to a point where you know what your purpose is. You're going to outgrow the old story. You're going to come into a new story. And then you truly, truly, truly won't know what that story or what your purpose is until you get on the other side of it. And that
Come on.
when you expire. But you know what? The great thing about it is we have a choice. We have a choice to still tell the story as
Right.
God has told us to say. So we have to stop. Please stop. Tell your story. And if you tell your story, say, don't be hollering. People don't know what it is. You are on the other side of it. People don't understand. You are on the other side of it. If it was for them to understand it, God would have placed you in that season to tell them when you were going through it.
Now watch this. I know this right here probably gonna set you off, and because you gonna feel it. What I have learned and what I have experienced going through my own transformation, I got, not that I didn't already have compassion, but my compassion has grown exponentially. The grace that I extend now is absolutely crazy, because I know what it is. I know what it is now. I understand the work that it takes. And so we also have a responsibility of edifying those who are in that particular struggle. Because where I might have got through it on Tuesday, they might not get through it until 6 months from now. But when they get through it, you make sure you're on the other side greeting them with love.
To bring them toothpick in your eye, toothpick in their eye, and a plank in yours. Grace and mercy is sufficient. It is sufficient. We better operate in grace and mercy, because grace and mercy is what got me around the mountain, through the mountain. I went under the mountain. I went over the mountain. The mountain was me. Grace and mercy. I had to learn how to extend grace and mercy to myself to be able to extend it to somebody else.
Yes.
You know how to extend grace and mercy to yourself. You ain't gonna know how to extend to somebody.
You don't know how to give it to anybody else,
because you're still broken. So you don't know how to do it. So yes, we're going to be there. And that's the beauty of healing and walking in your healing. I walk in my healing. I don't go back. Yes, I still drop the ball. Yes, I still get irritated, frustrated, upset, downset, round set. I still do it. Why? Because as long as I'm this right here, I will. So again, you have said, now you just dropped the mic moment. Good. That was the mic moment. You know what I'm saying? Because Bobby, when I listen to you and the things like, you are part of my personal development. You are part of my iron arsenal. When I pull my iron out of you, I feel like I'm going to be dull. When I pull my iron from Dr. Keith and Greenhouse and SJ, all these people that we're all following, because that's good stuff. Get somebody in your wheelhouse that's speaking healing to you.
Right.
Somebody in your wheelhouse that ain't assigned themselves as your God.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case, if you haven't done so, please follow this powerhouse woman. Hit that menu up at the top left-hand corner of your screen, and please follow Carmen Rowe. It's going to bless your whole entire life. Trust and believe. Go ahead.
I appreciate you. I'm just grateful. I am so grateful. You know, they say, there's a saying, a humble person don't say they're humble. If you're humble, you just show you're humble. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful. That's my handle, Miss Grateful. I'm just grateful. Because I know God's grace and mercy is why I'm able to open my eyes with joy, peace, strength. I'm going to not get it right every day, but it's okay. The big thing is that when you close your eyes at night, that you said, Lord, I did my best, because that's all you could do. I didn't hurt anyone. I demonstrated. I am walking in the love that you say I'm supposed to walk in. You know, I am walking in the First Corinthian love. First Corinthian love. That's how I'm walking. I want to do it your way, Lord, but show me. Place people in my life. I'm not going to get it right. I'm going to be surrounded by people that's not going to get it right. But at least I judge them. I be judged.
Yes. Yes.
At least
Yes.
I judge them. I be judged. So I'm just grateful. I'm just like this little bitty girl that's coming out of me, that's just so excited to be in, you know, and to walk in the assignment that God has given me, not the assignment that I've labeled myself.
Exactly.
You know, your assignment, this is my assignment that, you know, I know what, no. Every day I learn a little bit more about what my assignment is.
Because if your assignment is the same 5-10 years from now, I would venture to say that there was very little, if any, growth that has taken place. Because just like your healing has chapters to it, so does your assignment.
That's right. That's why iron sharpens iron. You're never going to stay. Your purpose in life, you never stay. Your purpose is always evolving. And in that purpose, in that evolution of that purpose, in that evolution of that purpose, Bobby, you're going to get different things in your wheelhouse, different people, places. You know, God is going to elevate you and he'll deflate you if you didn't get it. And be okay with the deflation sometimes.
Exactly.
Is he bringing you back down so you can hear from him? Are you really, really, really hearing? Because see, if you're not hearing and you're not listening and you can't be told, nobody can say anything to you, because you can tell me, Miss Carmen, you know, I didn't like da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, I got it. I got it. Because humility is not something you say you got. It's something you got.
And you know what? Now, this is just me. I'm always wary of the folks that is so quick to tell you, I'm humble. Those are usually the first folk that will show you otherwise. I have not been proven wrong on that yet. I'm always wary of the folk that are so quick to tell you, oh, I'm just humble. Just watch as well as they pray. Just watch as well as pray, because it's coming. It's coming.
Bobby, I like to say, don't watch what I say, watch what I do. Love. Don't watch what I say, watch my actions. Your actions will say everything we need to know.
Exactly. I'm watching what you're doing.
Humility and your compassion, your love, your thoughtfulness, your kindness. Just be who God has called you to be. Stop trying to be what the world wants you to be. Stop trying to get accolades from man. Serve God and not who you think and call your God. Serve the real, true, and living God. And then freedom. Transparency is freedom. Freedom is such a beautiful thing, to be freed in your head. It is just such a beautiful thing. I ain't self-actualized yet, but I'm on my way. I don't count myself out. And guess what? Ain't nobody credentialed to criticize me to count me out.
Come on. They don't have the credentials. Now we're going to do just a little quick shift from a physical standpoint, but really, just like with my transformation, I tell people all the time, yes, I'm appreciative of my physical transformation, but what you're seeing on the outside is a literal physical manifestation of the work that is taking place on the inside. So for you, Miss Carmen, from a physical standpoint, with your transformation, talk a little bit about that. How much weight have you dropped? I mean, you look phenomenal, amazing. I'm just so proud of you. Just absolutely so proud of you.
I have dropped almost 65 pounds, Bobby. Talk about somebody with fibro, because I don't claim anything, you know. fibromyalgia, knee replaced, other knee gotta be replaced. HMP, you know, when we go in the military, we go home, we come out, we broken, you
Yeah.
know.
We all busted up. Exactly.
You know, asthma, hadn't had an asthma attack. I'm almost 65 pounds down, but get this. I got so skinny. I told her, if I ever get to looking like a bobblehead, tell me. So I got some people, you know, in my life that's going to tell me, Miss Carmen, you getting too skinny. I don't want to be that because you know where I come from in Birmingham. You know, my husband like me. You know, my husband likes some booty. You know, he like for his boo thing. You know, but he's embracing the new physical transformation, but he's more embracing the mind.
Right. The inner.
Because you know what, Bobby, I had to get back I had to reacquaint Carmen with Carmen. I had to get back, be attracted to me again. It wasn't for him. It wasn't for my daughter. It wasn't for my son. It had to be
For you.
It had to be for me because my physical body didn't feel good. Fibromyalgia does not feel good. And when you got that weight on your knees and your back, you know, and you just feel miserable, can't buckle your own shoes, you know, I mean, you better take your health into your own hands. The doctor could put all the Motrin down my throat, all the gabapentin down my throat, all they want to. I had to make a decision to make a decision. And the decision had to be, again, about looking at this vessel in the mirror saying, girl, you just a mess. You a hot butt mess.
We all have to have that moment. And we have to get to that place where it's okay to love yourself.
Yes.
It is because what ends up happening, you spend a lifetime looking out for everybody else. And then the next thing you know, you looking in the mirror and you basically don't recognize yourself, not only from a physical standpoint, but even more so spiritually and mentally.
That's right.
And that's why I tell people, hey, look, you can't be anything to anyone until you are everything to yourself.
That's right. And Bobby, you know what, too? You have to really, really make a decision that, and you got to look in that mirror. And when you're looking in that mirror at yourself, I had to like really, you ever just took a mirror and just look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and talk to yourself? That's a powerful moment. That's a powerful moment because you know what? You got to put in the work. Faith without works is dead. You got to put in the work. And if you don't believe your own hype, don't get you no hype man to hype you up when you don't believe your own hype. Faith
because you wind up depending on them for your hype. But what happens when they don't want to hype you no more? Right. Then what?
That's right. And the thing about it is we want to surround ourselves with people who are not going to tell us your breath stink. And you know what? Hey, bring it on. We want to surround ourselves with yes men. We want to surround ourselves with clapping up because your hair look good, clapping up because you're driving the best car, clapping you up because you live somewhere. We want to surround ourselves with that. That's good. That's for you. But for me, I can't get down like that no more. Because you know, I had all of that. I lived that life. I can't be about that no more because it was keeping me unhealthy. Some people are comfortable keeping you where they are.
Right.
They want to keep you where they are. And then some people are comfortable with keeping you where you are so that they can look like they're up here.
Right.
You better look, take a real hard look at who you are. Who you are. Who are you trying to become? Who are you trying to become? See, at the end of the day, I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. That's for Carmen Rowe. That's for Carmen Rowe. What you trying to hear? I don't need nobody to clap me up. I love compliments. I used to eat them up. But you know what? Right now, it's not about that. It's about doing what you need to do to get yourself to the next level with you. You, like Kiana says, you versus you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about you versus you. And
all day.
You can connect the dots. It's so many dots, Bobby. It's so many dots. But until we're ready to connect the dots of our own life, stop trying to connect the dots for everybody else's life.
Come on.
Anyway.
Come on. Come on. Deal with you. Deal with you.
Deal with you. That's
Because
good.
that's enough. That's enough as it is. Now, what I like to do, in closing, I do want to take just a couple of moments. I consider you one of the pioneers, the original pioneers of the 15-day challenge. Talk to us. Take a couple of moments just to talk about the 15-day challenge, how that has helped transform your life. And now we're seeing the 15-day challenge itself just taking an entire different life of its own.
Yeah, I'm on my ninth 15-day challenge. Yeah, and it's a lifestyle for me now. It's not something that I don't take it lightly. It's just something that I just get up and I just do, just like brushing my teeth, just like taking my shower. It's a lifestyle. I am so honored to share the stage and the platform with Adrian Crawford and Tina. And you got to have them on your show too, because they have some powerful stories. And when we won the 15-day challenge and they flew us up there, Bobby, and I had to talk with Rosa and John LeCard because they were the ones that interviewed me. Man, we were in tears. We were in tears, but I don't really even think they saw the enormity of how this challenge would play itself out. And then they eventually, what they're going to now with having the people, they was like, oh, we can't do it this way. We can't do it. A lot. It was a lot.
Right.
In our stories and them knowing that these are real people using these products to get real results. Stop playing with your health. Stop playing with your health. So the total, that My Health Matters challenge just took it to another level for me.
That really launched you because you took that and see with the My Health Matters challenge, that was 30 days. And here's the funny thing about this, Carmen. I don't know if you remember this or not, but we were literally beneficiaries of basically learning about the 15-day challenge before the 15-day challenge happened.
Yeah.
Because John LeCari literally shared his heart that night.
He did.
And to see what's happening right now it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible.
It is epic, and it just went to a whole nother level, Bobby, and that we can't get away from what this challenge is all about. We can't water down, dummy down, take it and get away from take your products. Move for 30 minutes. Drink your body weight in water or 64 ounces. Drink your water. We can't get away from what it is all about, because what it's all about is going to elevate you to the results that you're trying to get to.
Exactly.
SRC, structure, routine, and consistency. You know what I'm saying? And being committed. But who is the commitment to? It's not to the products. The commitment is to you. The products are a vehicle. They're part of the process. Committed to you first. And when you're committed to you, you can walk into these challenges just like Tina and Adrian. These young ladies walk into this challenge and it's just a no-brainer because it's our lifestyle now. Tina has her story and Adrian has her story. And when we connected, when they brought us all down, we didn't know each other from Adam Hole in the wall, like my grandmama used to say. We didn't know each other, but we were able to connect because of our stories and our similarities, different than they were different, but they became iron in my life, right. And it made me want to succeed. It made me want to push harder for me because now I'm pushing for my sister on my left and my sister on my right. Now I'm pushing for my husband, my mother, my son. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it. You're not doing it for them, but you're trying to make it a part of a normal, natural, right. Normal. So the 15-day challenge, I still have a difficult time every now and again. I say, yeah, and then My Health Matters challenge. And it's like, oh, Carmen, it's the 15-day, the 15-day challenge.
We know what you mean.
So that's what I am with it. It was just an amazing experience, and I think I would never forget October the 19th, because that's when we went up there, and being on that stage and getting that, and being able to be in that place and to deal with such amazing people, like the visionary of Total Life Changes, and then Mr. Lakari. That's just a drop mic moment. This
Right.
is
Right.
all day long, so I'm just grateful for the challenges, and it is what here we are. Here we
Here
are.
we are.
Months
Here
later.
we are. Now, I'm just asking the question. We're gonna see Carmen Rowe in Las Vegas.
I'm playing it. My husband, oh my God, my husband works for Defense, the Department of Defense. Millbacks are with the COVID and all,
Okay.
so we be going back and forth, with all of that stuff. So, God will, if God say I'm supposed to be there, I'll be in Las Vegas.
All right.
Vegas.
All right. Well, in closing, I would like for Carmen Rowe to leave 3 nuggets, 3 tips for someone who either is thinking about going through and doing the work as far as transformation is concerned, or maybe perhaps they done started, and now that they done realized some of the work that actually is going to need to take place, they second guessing themselves, and their confidence has fallen because they haven't quite understood that it's not about perfection; it's all about completion.
That's right.
Give them 3 nuggets for them to actually be able to move on.
The first thing I would say is know thyself.
Mm,
Know your why. Don't let somebody tell you what your why is. Because the moment you let somebody tell you your why, you're not going to move. You're not going to move. The other thing I would say is once you start, stay. Stay. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Focus on you. Some things you're going to have to walk it alone.
yes.
You're going to have to walk by yourself. And the third thing is, don't take God out of nothing that you're going to do. Because if God be for you, nothing, nobody, no weapons formed, no nothing. Don't self-talk. Don't
Mm-hmm.
yourself out of what it is that you need to do. Because you know what, you got this. It's just that you've never had to talk yourself into saying that you got it. Because you're always looking for somebody to pump you up, clap you up, whatever. So you got this. And if I thought all 3 of those things is what kept me doing what I'm doing. All 3 of them. Now the latter, because God is first in everything I do. I'm just making sure that I give God his due. Okay, because he's in everything. He's the first, the beginning and the end, everything. I just want to make sure that you understand that you're not doing this by yourself. I'm going to leave you with this, because this is how God says, Bobby, you got this. Wake up. Carmen, you got this. It's that simple. You don't do nothing of yourself, by yourself,
Yes.
yourself. You don't. So those are the things that I would leave with anybody, because it's the things that make me hug myself. It's the things that make me pat my own back. It's things that make me look in the mirror and say, girl, go girl, go girl, go girl. So that's what I'm talking about. Is
Yes.
slap yourself, because this smile right here now, they used to be there. It was there, but you don't know what was behind it.
My goodness.
What was behind it? That's
Carmen,
time.
man, this right here, it seems like the time just flew so fast, but that's what happens. We have conversation. This is not even an interview. This was literally a conversation. I prayed that this was of benefit to those who watch it live and for those who are actually going to watch the replay. And please drop some fire for Miss Carmen Rowe. Look, she blessed this platform here tonight. You hear me?
Drop some hearts for Mr. Bobby P, because this man is on fire.
I appreciate it.
Doing good things, y'all. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I am honored to be here with you, because you're a part of my personal development and you inspired me. And I thank you for that, man of God.
I appreciate you, my sister, and you made an impression on me, from the first time that we had met, and then when we talked again in Greensboro, and I remember standing and just talking with you, and I said, this woman walks heavy. I said, she done paid the price for what she got.
Yes.
I said, this is somebody I can learn from because of the wisdom that you pour out, on a regular basis. It's just who you are. You ain't got to make nothing up. You don't have to work for a sound bite. You know what that is. It's just pure authenticity. And I appreciate you. I honor you. And I just expect to just see big things to continue to happen with you, just because you are walking in your assignment. Period. So, family, I want to thank each and every one of you who have taken the time out to tune in into the Victor No More podcast this evening, whether it be live or whether it be on replay. Please share this. Trust me, this right here will bless whoever soul that you send it to. All right, fam, you know how I end with every live. Look, my time is up. I thank you for yours. I love each and every one of you. And there's absolutely nothing, I mean nothing, you can do about it. Peace.
Bye-bye.